done, or it's gonna not be the most chaotic thing I've ever
Oh,
done.
should I open Twitch so I can see the
Uh,
chat?
let me see if it actually it says I'm live. Okay.
Oh,
Oh wow. Oh wow.
oh,
We are
we're
actually
counting.
live on Twitch. That's that's a little crazy to me. I
I don't know what Twitch is.
Good.
Great way to start.
Stay
All
safe.
right. All right. Nice little I don't know what this motion is, but hi and welcome to Ash and their amazing I messed up my own title. It's been 5 seconds.
Spider-Man.
I guess I'm thinking of Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. Welcome to Ash and her and their fantastic friends.
Already again. You're doing great so far.
I'm doing. This is the first time I've hosted a podcast. This is better than I expected. Great. But what are we doing? I am
Ash and fantastic friends. You can do it.
Fantastic friend.
I forgot about my alarms too.
Yeah. Okay. Turn off the alarm. We're a minute and a half in. You can get the title out. I believe in you.
All right. Welcome to Ash and their amazing friends. The show where my wait no.
Okay.
You have it.
It's a good thing you didn't. It's a good thing that we're not actually live and we're recording this. You can cut this off.
No, this is a good thing because I can download this separately and then I can just cut where I keep on messing up. All right. Welcome to Ash and their fantastic friends, the show where we talk about things. Today's topics, why we are all clinically depressed this week. With me today, I have two of my mutuals, Daystar and Bird. Together we form the Rick Jones group chat, aka the only the only 3 people in the world who care about Rick Jones.
Woo!
So, if you guys want to give your introductions, that just kind of go over what y'all talk about.
Okay. Hi, my name is Daystarter. I talk about Avengers mostly and try not to talk about X-Men, but today we are going to be talking about a lot of X-Men.
It's almost all X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my life like this? All right,
Bird. A rare L for us, for sure. Hi, I'm Bird. I am Iron Trinity's PR manager. I'm here in an official capacity representing Tony Stark, James Rhodes, aka Rhodey, and Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. Hello.
Oh, poor Riri.
And everyone here knows me, the Ryan North certified Johnny Storm simp, who's not gonna talk about Johnny Storm today. and
we're waiting for Dino Avengers, okay?
Yeah, and Miss Marvel historian. Miss Marvel historian is technically my second title. But yeah, speaking of Miss Marvel, let's talk about the issue of New Mutant. I just to get this out of the way, I'm seriously questioning who in editorial is deciding what gets put in this comic, because dream sequences are great. They have a lot of heart to it. I like what Iman and Sabir are doing there. But did Iman forget the first cardinal rule of being a brown girl, where you cannot share a bed with a single boy in your life?
Yeah, that was
I was like, if my parents are a little bit more generous with stuff like that, and even they were about to beat my ass at 17 for having a white boyfriend and trying to have him in my room. So I'm more questioning, did Iman just forget? Was it Sabir? Was it someone else?
Somebody said that this issue was Iman's fan fiction, and I am fascinated.
What?
I don't know what's going on. It's a lot.
What kind of fan fiction is this? Wait, does that mean Iman is secretly a Brumala shipper?
Oh
I
my!
think she
Could you
is,
imagine?
honestly.
Which is
I think
is
that you might have to face facts that she is.
oh my god. It's also funny because I've heard like part of the criticism for the Miss Marvel show was that she had no chemistry with the guy who plays Bruno, Matt Lintz. And I'm just like thinking in the back of my head, like, man, y'all are really hitching your wagon to Brumala, and it's not gonna work.
The great mutanter. He did it. It was him.
Oh, I keep on forgetting about that. I blocked out almost everything he said in that show. So like just being reminded that he was the one who was like, you know, you might be a mutant. And then X-Men theme
music in the background.
I,
X-Men theme plays
I
ominously.
I should make like a button for that where I just press it and the X-Men 97 theme starts like horribly playing on like a kazoo.
We need like a horror cover of it, like a like a spooky cover of the X-Men theme.
Do 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 do. Do, do.
It's a menacing song.
Add it with the Human Torch song that I'm gonna re-record
Oh my
with my
God.
voice. And just
Oh
play
my
rap.
god!
no, but and then going on with the rest of the issue, it's more of just orchids hunting down mutants and me seriously questioning why they put her in that X uniform because
For fucking real.
I'm just
No
like
point to it.
I'm just like sitting here thinking like, okay, no one would have known that you were a mutant if you just didn't wear the uniform. Like you could have been fine. You could have been chilling with Tony and his ginger ale.
Relax. Yeah.
You could have
I
just
love
like,
the
been
scene where
relaxing.
she like falls to, there's like some girl that's defending mutants on campus and she gets beat up and Kamala's just sitting there like, I can't do anything. It's like, girl, yeah, are you a
It's like,
superhero or
girl,
not?
yes, you can. You just put the costume back on. Put the correct costume back on. I don't care if Peter took your mask. Put the correct costume back on. Yeah. I still don't understand scenes like that because like again, I think I mentioned this on my TikTok, but like the whole thing that they're trying to do with Miss Marvel would have gone over a lot better had they made it like be a note about profiling instead of like, oh, we're gonna make you biracial.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. And
Yeah, it definitely feels like she's like they're treating her like a starter character when she has all this development. Like she feels very much like a new hero now
mhm.
when she is a pretty well established hero at this point. So it's just like who's this baby?
Yeah, and I hold on, let me pull out one of my like 3 copies of this book because I'm
Why does Marvel keep making all these terrible decisions? Oh, it's because Ash is buying 50 copies of each one.
Daystar, you don't want to know how many copies of how many copies of a certain Iron Man book I own.
It's a lot. Not to snitch, but it's a lot.
that's
Oh my god. There were certain promises were made to me. I'll just say that.
I said after this one because I had already pre-ordered stuff and I feel bad when I have to cancel it with my local comic book shop. It was like too late to cancel.
Yeah.
I'm
My
buying
comic
that
shop doesn't
variant.
do pre-orders.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
No, but there's
I did see somebody say that Marvel is more interested in selling covers these days than comics, which is very true.
It's true. It's true. I will definitely say with Amazing Spider-Man because every so often, like I did not mean to buy Amazing Spider-Man number 26. Turns out I had it pre-ordered months in advance because it had it was a cover artist I really liked and they did it was a MJ Spider-Man and I love MJ Spider-Man because I love it. I love Mary Jane. And then it turned out to be the Kamala death issue, and I
Rip.
was like, I
Yep.
didn't mean to do this. This
It
is
was me the whole time.
bad.
You were yelling at everybody not to buy it, and then, and it was
And then
you.
I actually bought a second copy because my local comic book shop just had so many, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah, it was
spoiler
bad time
variant.
for everybody.
Yeah, it was the spoiler variant, and it was only because one of my favorite Johnny's, like, it's one of the technically the few times that Johnny and Kamala are near each other.
Oh my god.
They still don't talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that
it's
artist
like
is
they
terrible.
don't care about the comics.
They were in the same room. Johnny just watched this child die, and he's just like,
Mm-hmm. She left an
or,
impression.
I'm sorry,
That's for sure.
I had to put the like mustache on.
Not the mustache.
No, but back to New Mutant, because I now I remember why I had pulled up my copy, but like there's a specific line where Kamala's like, by the way, I work for a different team now. I work for the X-Men now, and it's like, Kamala, why are you speaking to your why are you speaking to Uncle Tony like that?
Yeah. Also, like she's like, I'm not an Avenger anymore. I'm an X-Man. It's just like, where are the champions?
What do you mean? Where's the team
What
you
happened?
founded?
Yeah.
No, because Tony rescued Miles in the Carnage book a while back. Like it was like
Mhm.
last month, I think. And
It was 2 months ago, because I bought all the variants for that one. But hey, that was a good thing.
There were
That
some
was a
good
good
ones.
thing. It was a
yeah, but he
good
didn't
comic.
talk like that, you know? It's the dialogue sounded so weird with that. Like, I'm an X-Men now. Like,
X-Men now.
okay.
Yeah,
He's in
and
the club.
I'm Johnny Storm now.
Oh.
Like, okay, we
One is more
all made
impressive.
changes. One is more impressive.
We're all going through changes, Kamala. Get with it.
Get with it. Get with it, Kamala. Dye your hair blonde. Become a Johnny Storm fan.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
It checks out. That's the sad thing, because they're both from New Jersey. They both base their superhero identities on previously established heroes, and then they made
Okay.
that name their own. So
Mhm.
all I'm saying is that a Kamala Johnny Storm team up, it should happen now. It like
If she had to body swap with Peter Parker, it's the least they could do.
the least they could do was
Honestly.
have Johnny Storm just be like, Peter, why are you acting like a teenage girl? It's
Funny
just
you
like,
mention that.
I mean, that's
that would
just
be
Peter, though.
crazy.
That's pretty.
Yeah, and I honestly, a lot of the dialogue in this is just like questionable at best. I think you all know what line I'm about to talk about. The what was it? Wanna put me on a leash while you're at it?
Yeah. Someone said they were doing like mutant human race play on Twitter. And I'm like,
Which
oh
is
my God.
crazy. That's such
Oh
a
my
crazy
God.
thing to be a good human. What?
It's like, be a good human. Okay, Emma. Okay.
In front of Kamala Salad?
in front of a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
We need HR. We need Avengers HR to have a conversation.
They don't have
boundaries.
HR. Their HR is Jarvis. Call Jarvis.
Do the X-Men have HR?
No.
There's no way.
No.
Oh.
I feel like they would like need to, especially after Krakoa, at least, because like
I don't think Xavier's is an accredited school. I'm gonna be honest.
Charles would not have I can prove Dark Phoenix would not have happened had there been an HR rep at that school, because why was Charles in love with a 16-year-old Jean Grey?
Yeah.
Or like a school counselor. I don't even think like an HR rep, just like a counselor.
They had a. I think they did have a counselor. Stevie was kind of a counselor / dance teacher.
God. Wait, does that mean like Jarvis was technically the counselor of the Avengers?
I guess.
Aw.
He's
Or at
more
least-
babysitter.
Or at least
No,
like
Jarvis
Rick
is a little
Jones.
bitch, okay? He
Stop.
betrayed them at one point.
Stop. That's because he's an Avenger. They do that to each other.
Yeah, honorary Avenger. Let's make that distinction.
He's a real Avenger.
Unlike Rick Jones.
He's a little bitch.
he's a coward.
We love Jarvis.
We
love Jarvis.
Jarvis is great. Don't be homophobic to Jarvis.
That's ultimate Jarvis. We're talking about 616, who betrayed
It's all
the
Jarvis.
Avengers.
Yeah, because his mom was gonna die.
Oh, I mean, like
Excuses.
That's like kind of fair. I blame him a little bit less, but you know, technically he did just kind of let Rick Jones just like walk out like into the cold.
You know his dad?
Rick Jones has a dad? I thought his parents were like dead.
Somewhere.
It's-
Okay. Isn't that Jarvis's problem? I don't think so. Jarvis wasn't even around back then.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Now I gotta hold. Where is the issue? I have it here with me. That's the sad thing about my life right now. Where?
Did Jarvis kicking Rick Jones out of the Avengers mansion?
Captain Marvel issue 17. Never before opened. Because I just got it.
What are we doing?
I am proving a point here.
What are you proving?
This is the issue where Rick Jones leaves the Avengers. And it should be noted. Jarvis just lets him leave. He just lets him walk out. Jarvis is the only one to stop him. Jarvis says nothing. Or no, I actually don't know if he told the other Avengers that Rick Jones just like walked out and went.
Very on. Why? Because Jarvis is a little bitch.
He let this 16-year-old walk into the cold abyss and get possessed, soul bonded, whatever you want to call it, with Marvel, single-handedly ruining his life and his music.
Where's all the hate for Marvel? Why are we hating on Jarvis? This has nothing to do with any of it.
Okay, we can technically do both.
Jarvis, it's Marvel. Yeah.
Wait, this is.
Bert, I just noticed your picture is Rumiko and Tony making out.
Bird had a propaganda prepared.
What's going on in that picture? It's a little racy.
It's like, what were we went on like a Rick Jones. I'm glad to know that like my entire setup for my lives to here is exactly the same, where it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna talk about Rick Jones for like a solid like minute. But yeah, which we should. Yeah, Miss Marvel New Mutant ends with Kamala with the Silver Surfer. No Fantastic Four, so what's the point of having the Silver Surfer there? It's like a cause. It's like a.
I don't like the Silver Surfer controversial.
I know.
You don't like anything cosmic.
Yeah.
I don't.
The one good thing that the Silver Surfer did was his introduction, the end of it, the last issue 50, introduced Wyatt Wingfoot. But on the other hand, that issue also cost me like $200 because it was the final Silver Surfer arc. It was like the final part of the first Silver Surfer arc, and I just wanted it because of Wyatt Wingfoot.
Yeah, you need to chill.
No, the worst one is Asbestos Man. Let's be honest here.
That's awful. That was a bad one. How much was that?
$250 for
$250.
Asbestos Man.
Yeah. Think about that. Think about your choices.
Yeah. It was worth it. I like Asbestos Man. He's just a guy who's very into asbestos, and I feel like that's good enough. That's all you need in life.
That can be your new Johnny romance.
There was technically an asbestos lady. However, asbestos lady is so old that she could be, or that she is Toro's mother. And that,
Oh, really?
yeah.
That's I love her then. Get her in here.
Asbestos lady. No, because I found that out recently because I was talking to someone about Asbestos Man again, because that's just what I do. And they were like, yeah, Asbestos lady is actually Toro's mom, and she like
That
abandoned
just doesn't
him.
come up?
It does. There is an issue with the original Human Torch, Asbestos lady, and Toro.
Because they died, right? So she like came back somehow.
Oh,
Bird?
I think.
Oh no.
Yeah, Bird's
Oh,
still
shit.
here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, my service is kind of shitty.
No, you're good.
Uh-oh.
I had internet issues yesterday, and it was so bad. I sat there for like 20 minutes trying to upload the Miss Marvel, the New Mutant video,
No.
and I was just like staring at it, and I was like, man, I'm so done with this. I can't think about Miss Marvel anymore. And speaking about thinking about Miss Marvel, what other Toady updates do we have to the Marvel Comics universe?
Yeah, I don't think Tony was in anything this week, actually. I think that was it.
He has officially taken back the Iron Lad mantle from that fugly ass kid. And
True.
we have reclaimed that Iron Mantle, even if it itself is also an ugly name.
Iron Lad is
In a final homophobic act by Hickman, he's decided to make Tony a lad in the Ultimate Universe.
the final homophobic act.
Yeah.
Is
Look,
Nate Richards even gay?
He's done so much. Is who?
Is Nathaniel Richards queer?
No.
Yeah.
He's
'cause I
Kang.
think he's like one of like two straight Young Avengers that I can think of.
I can dunk on the kid. Okay.
Yeah, we hate him. He's a loser.
Because he's a loser.
He is.
Yeah.
He sucks. He's the worst. If honestly, if I was Reed Richards and I met him, like if I was Reed Richards and I met Nathaniel Richards, and Nathaniel Richards was like, I'm your future grandson, and also like Kang, I would have been like, I'm not having kids anymore.
I think they're different people. I think they're different people that are unrelated. Nathaniel Richards, Reed's dad, and Nathaniel Richards Kang are different people.
No, because Nathaniel Richards Kang is technically a descendant of Reed Richards. But it's unclear as to whose child that is, and why is it more likely to be Franklin's than Valeria's.
I think there was one issue where Vision went back in time and killed baby Kang.
Real
Vision.
You know what? I have always been on the fence about Vision. But you know, period. Slay King.
No, but let's talk about how Tony's descendants never do shit like this. Like
Tony's descendants are all cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Arno, or are we pretending Arno doesn't exist, or
which Arno?
Exactly.
Arno, Iron Man 2020. No parentheses.
Both of them technically are that as well.
Wait, there's a difference between Iron Man 2020 parentheses and Iron Man 2020 no parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Iron Man 2020 is a mantle held by a descendant of Tony's, I believe, like grandson or great grandson or something. That was like in the 90s. That was Arno Stark.
Yeah, that's the one with the
And
wife and
then-
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he has a
then we also have
biracial
Arno
son.
Stark. Yeah, and then we have Arno Stark, who is Tony Stark's adopted brother.
A loser.
Bubble Boy.
Oh my God, Bubble Boy! We love Bubble Boy.
Bubble
A
Boy.
loser.
I love Bubble Boy.
But then you have Iron Man 3030, who is a fucking badass and named after Rhodey, whom we love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We love
Oh my
her.
god, I want to be alive for the year 3030 just so I can see what weirdness that they do to bring that character back.
And then we
I
have
better not have to
Michael.
wait till then.
We have Michael, who is like the son of Rhodey and Tony somehow from an alternate reality from a What If.
Gay Kings.
I
Love them.
love that. I see that's the one con of the Johnny Storm child. The only one that exists. Oh wait, no, there's two of them. There's two of them. But the one I'm thinking of, the one from the 2099 universe where he teams up with Spider-Girl, or where Franklin Richards teams up with Spider-Girl, not Johnny and Elijah's kid. Yeah. I hate that one. he's a byproduct of the 90s trying to push Elijah way too much. I have never hated a kid in comics until I saw that green-haired, pointy-eared motherfucker, and I was like, no, we're not. We're not doing this here, because I bought these comics on a whim.
How do you feel about Joe then?
Joe,
Ben's daughter. Ben and Alicia's daughter.
I like her. She's
cute.
She's cute, and then also at the same
Oh
time,
no, Nikki. Which one? One of them's Nikki, one of them's Joe, right?
Joe is the son. Nikki,
Okay.
I think, is the daughter. But I like the daughter because the few panels I saw of her in Slot's run, they saw Elijah. Elijah comes back because the universe hates me. And then her first immediate reaction is like, we gotta kill her. We gotta get her out of here. Mom, I don't care about your anti-violence policies. I don't care about the Fantastic Four's anti-violence policies. We are dropping those right now just to get rid of Elijah.
Yeah.
And
little war
she was
criminals.
real for
They're
that.
so cute.
It's just the daughters of the Fantastic Four are war criminals. Because Valeria too. Valeria is a little bit more subtle about it.
Yeah. She's smart about it.
She's like, I'll kind of be a war criminal on like the side. It's not like my main thing. We're not gonna if I'm gonna take someone out, it's gonna be subtle. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do a public execution. This is also me testing the limits of Twitch.
It's the tiniest little peak of that red
Rhodey would
that
shoot
I
her.
see. Rhodey would shoot who? Bird just pops in for a second. Rhodey would shoot.
He's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elijah?
Rhodey would shoot her.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he would. You know why? Because his only thought while standing on what's her face's grave was, damn, I wish I had shot her.
Yeah. He was real for that.
He's a real one.
Yeah.
You know, Slay.
Elijah really is like the Kathy Dare. Tony's got a couple of those. He's got Kathy Dare. He's got Idris Munji. Who else?
Sunshine.
Or Sunshine. Sunset.
What? Sunset. What? You can tell who is the more like who knows a lot more about Iron Man than the others.
For sure.
What? Bird, what? Bird, hello.
Bird?
Oh no. Did we lose Bird again?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello?
What happened?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
My internet
Hello?
is shit. Or my
Oh,
service is shit,
no.
whatever. Next
Okay.
time we do this, I'm going to a fucking Kroger parking lot.
What?
Yeah.
Why Kroger?
They got the good internet.
They got the good internet there? That might be.
I don't know. I don't have Kroger. I'm from the Midwest.
No, they have good service.
We have
there.
Krogers in the Midwest.
Although, maybe they have internet? I don't know.
I've never seen a Kroger.
Are you in
What
the
do you
Midwest?
mean? Yes.
I've never seen a Kroger in Illinois.
I forget you're in Illinois.
There's no okay, because I know there's Kroger's in Ohio. There was one down the street from my university.
It's Ohio.
Yeah, I know there's Kroger's in Indiana because there's one down the street from me right now. What do you mean that like when you hit Illinois, there's just no Kroger's?
We don't have Kroger's. We
I
have Meijer. That's what our thing is called.
You don't have both?
The hell is a Meijer?
No. It's like a same thing, like a grocery store.
It's
Oh.
I'm
Like a
shocked.
big box grocery store. We got Costco's. We got a lot of Costco's.
Is that like a Piggly
Oh
Wiggly?
yeah, everyone has Costco.
Yeah.
What's a Piggly Wiggly?
We don't have Piggly Wiggly. That's the South thing.
What the fuck is a Piggly Wiggly? Sorry. Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly. It's a grocery store chain.
Man.
So about that wedding.
Yeah. Weirdness of grocery stores aside, let's talk about that EmmaTony wedding and why it should have been Whitney instead.
Oh my God. Whitney Frost, I'm putting my foot down. She's not dead. She can't be. She's not dead. I swear to God, her and what's the fucking guy's name? I don't know.
Tombstone.
Hammerface. Hammer time. Tombstone.
Hammerhead?
Hammer something.
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead. They work something out. They have some kind of deal. They staged her death. She's coming back in that Gang Wars shit. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I forgot that Gang Wars was even coming out.
They're gonna kill
I've been
another
in-
female character in a Spider-Man book.
Who is it gonna be? Who's gonna be the next woman down in the Spider-Man book?
So She-Hulk is safe because she has a solo comic like coming out simultaneously.
It's gonna be like Jocasta somehow.
Yeah, Jessica Drew should be safe. I say should be because she has a mini tie-in.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
Might die in the Spider-Man book.
Oh god. It's just a double hit for you, Daystar. They are purposefully gutting just for you and like no one else.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they could do a 180 and kill off Wyatt Wingfoot. Oh no.
Why would he? Is he gonna be in Gang Wars?
He's gonna be in She-Hulk around the same time.
That's true.
Yeah. And I keep on saying that I hope it results in him coming back to comics because he's been gone for like since Slot's run. So since issue 20 of Slot's run. And I miss him dearly. I miss him and his giant pecs. And they're huge. They're like the size of like realistically if you proportioned him to like a regular like if he existed in real life, his pecs would be the size of my head. And I like that.
Pillows.
I understand what Johnny Storm sees in it.
Just at eye level.
Literally. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Bird.
Don't worry. We got Bird
Bird,
back.
Bird, you
Hello?
can't leave because when you leave, I see the picture.
I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you from the horror.
When Bird leaves, the other two drop, and then you just
Yeah.
Is it bad I purposefully chose that photo?
Just to torment me?
Steve.
Yeah, it's bad.
This is your I don't speak Swifty, but I've heard that this is a speak now moment.
Somebody
Whatever
told me that.
that's going on.
And I was like, I don't know what that means, but thank you.
It basically means you want Whitney Frost to crash the wedding.
Yes. She didn't.
Because no one was there.
And
Yeah.
I will remember you.
That's what I was kind of losing my mind a little bit because I was perusing Twitter. I turned off my blocked words and everything. I was like, okay, what are people actually saying about the whole thing? And they're like, oh my God, this wedding was so lame. Like it was like fake and they didn't really do anything and they didn't like profess it. I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen? You're not following at all if you thought this was gonna be an actual wedding.
No, but the way Emma stands have fallen. They have fallen. They were supposed to stand by Tony stands and hating this. And they have fallen.
I can't stand it. I hate it.
They
I
just
hate seeing X-Men stands be like, maybe Tony's not that bad. I'm like, no, please. We need a mutual hatred.
get out of here. Get out of here.
Someone
You
said
can't
they
have
started
it.
drawing him hot. And when did they start that? I'm like, excuse me?
He's always been hot. He's gotten uglier. Like, he's ugly now.
He's ugly now, yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, long hair Tony with like the kind of unshaven face, that was hot. I was down for it.
Here for that.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
because he looked like a human disaster.
Mhm.
You have a type.
I do have a
He looks like someone's uncle, not in a good way now, currently.
No, he's just styled it now. It's fine. It's fine. He looks fine.
Well, now he does. They put him in like the suits and stuff. He's like party boy again.
He's like party boy Tony Stark.
But I'm thinking of like him living in the garage in hoodies and jeans, just greasy rat man. Like that was
man
like
has not showered in like 3 weeks.
yeah. It's
I
not
know
good.
he stinks.
Yeah.
I was kind of.
Oh my God.
I mean, to be fair, I am a simp for a character who canonically does not shower because he
Oh my
doesn't
God.
have to.
Flynn, you would love Emma Frost then, because canonically.
What do you mean? Is it like the same principle?
No, she
Oh, I guess.
telepathically projects outfits and cleanness on herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
We got in so much trouble when people were talking about that scene.
Wait, there
There's
was
a
an
scene where
technically made her do it.
Well, she like rolls out of bed. There's a scene where she rolls out of bed in her dirty pajamas, looks around and says, I don't have, like, it just has like piles of dirty clothes all over her room. And she's like, whatever, and walks out and just like projects that she's like clean and dressed and everything. And she's just in her dirty pajamas. And people were calling her musty on Twitter, and they did not like that.
Even if it was true.
God.
So if there's
See, at least Johnny has the decency that he's like actually burning off all of like the dirt and like he's wearing clean clothes.
I know he still stinks though.
He smells
Like
he just smells like fire. Okay.
Just like the smell of sulfur. He's just kind of like always a little bit smells like farts.
He's not the devil.
Yeah, he is.
That's Howard.
He's a gassy boy.
I'm like cataloging this of things I'm gonna ask Ryan North next week.
What does Johnny Storm smell like?
What does Johnny Storm smell like? Because we canonically know that he does not shower. He
tells people it's campfire, but it's really just like old farts.
Old farts seems a little like I feel like if Johnny actually smelled like old farts, that would bother him personally. Because that would
It would
like
bother Sue. Sue would not allow it.
I that
Thank God
that
for
actually
Sue.
that actually goes into
Thank
canon
God.
because they did make him shower in earlier issues. Like there's this
Oh,
one
you are not helping yourself.
I'm not. No,
Oh,
it was a
stinky
very
boy.
it was a very early issue of Fantastic Four where he was like 15. 15-year-old boys sometimes do not like to shower. And they
Mhm.
came back from a mission and he's like, I'm just gonna burn it off. And Sue's like, no, you get in the shower right now.
March your ass in that bathroom
Go.
right now.
Go
I
and
will
take
say
a
in
shower.
Tony's defense and Rhodey's defense, both very clean boys. They love a shower.
Yes.
They love a shower.
Mhm.
I same thing for Wyatt Wingfoot.
He's a shower boy.
He's well, I would
Hygiene
hope
king.
so. He is a hygiene king. Although in She-Hulk ceremony, it is implied that he has like 10 versions of the same shirt and pants combo.
He's got the Luke Cage special.
He's got the Luke Cage special.
That's
Yeah,
valid. I'm gonna stand by him on that one.
because Ben, like,
Yeah.
he's like, hey Ben, can you go grab like my green shirt and jeans from my closet? And Ben's like, I don't know what you mean. Like, how do I know which one? And then he opens it and it's just all green shirts and jeans. And he's like, oh, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of
Sure.
the comics,
My
that's all you see
hero.
him in. Like everyone else gets outfit changes. His sister Rain gets like an outfit change, but not Wyatt, unless if it was
Nope.
except when he goes off to go learn I want to call it mystic arts, but that's not what it is. He goes off to go learn how to save the day, and then he comes back and he is actually wearing like traditional clothing. And long-haired Wyatt Wingfoot, if you're watching this, please come back to me. I need it so badly because I've seen artists draw him with long hair, and I need that to be a permanent thing because it's
They do not let dudes have good hair in Marvel. It's so rough.
Hey. Clint, Steve, who else? All did not come out having the
Hank.
same exact fucking look for you to say that.
and it was
seen-
bad.
Have you seen some of the ways they draw Rhodey's hair? It's a rough time.
Oh, that is a fucking hate crime. I want
Mm-mm.
names, numbers, and
Mhm.
addresses.
It's just
You
like a
can
circle
tell.
on his head.
And then the same thing happens with Sam too, and it's just
Yeah.
like
Sam has been getting a little better. They give him good artists now. But
Yeah, because he's Captain America. He gets an actual editorial. Rhodey gets fucked, and I want names.
yeah.
Well, I got some for you. Nick Lowe.
Fuck him.
That's the only person I remember.
We're gonna blame him for Rhodey's hair.
We're gonna blame him for everything. Let's be honest here.
Can we blame him for the wedding?
This is
Sure.
Can we blame Gary for the wedding?
Gary. The X office is to blame for the wedding. I'm now thinking because I forgot that I have the knowledge that Ryan North is I forgot that Ryan North follows me for a second, and I really hope that he never sees when I'm doing this live stream because he's gonna see me just bashing everyone he knows, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry.
No, comic creators are pretty lax on that sort of thing as long as you don't tag them. The fact I still haven't gotten blocked by Cantwell is a fucking miracle.
Yeah, I think he made him delete a tweet once though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, because he was shitty towards Rhodey and he deserved to get shamed for it.
Nah, he deserved.
He didn't respond, but he did delete the tweet, so you know he saw it.
He sees me calling him a little bitch.
Yeah.
But you know, I'd never talk that way about my guys. My guys, our fathers. I would never talk shit about them.
We would never.
And Slott. I know Fantastic Four fans hate him, but I need him back.
we can't talk good about Slot and shit on X-Men Bird in the first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to suck it up, okay? And
Now,
while we're at it, Aaron too. I like Jason Aaron's characterizations.
I
We
don't
love
blame
it.
you.
I love that his Avengers run.
I have a love-hate relationship with Slot because on one hand, his Fantastic Four books were they were something. Because I did read a couple of the issues, but also at the same time he went back and he was like, "Yeah, I was going to make Johnny Storm bi." And I'm like, "I don't believe you." But at the
He
same
made Tony
time,
bi, kind of.
yeah, that's the thing, because at the same time he did kind of make Johnny bi, because there's it's Ben Grimm's bachelor party, and Johnny's like, I feel bad because everyone else is growing up again except for me. You are literally marrying the person that my ex-wife was pretending to be. What's wrong with me? And Ben's like, you just got to be brave, Johnny Storm. And it's like, how else are you supposed to interpret that? Especially because
Johnny, you gay.
immediately after he's staring at Wyatt Wingfoot. How else?
I told you.
Who you are.
Be who you
Everyone
are.
else read that run wrong. I'm the only one who read it correctly.
No, because why is North's run making you hate Johnny more? I need answers for that one.
It is. It is. I'm done. He's over. It's over with me. Friendship with that was fun. That was nice of him, but the personality is rough.
Damn.
It's like the
Speaking
comic.
of Slot, he wrote the Avengers book where I think he wrote the best Hank Pym, where he's like a douche, but he thinks he's not a douche, but he absolutely is, and he's evil and conniving, but he thinks he's a hero. It's pretty great.
It's like Slot will have like 5 like good things and then do something like Cindy Moon, and then
Yeah.
and then it's like, hold on a second.
Yeah, the whole
With the
thing about
She-Hulk in
Slot
there, and
is that he is always like constantly nostalgic, and as long as you with Iron Man, that's great because that's when Tony was his best, was in the old days.
Yeah.
But when you try to apply that to like the fucking Fantastic Four who have kids now and shit, that shit don't fly.
Can't do it.
He gave them more kids.
He did give them more kids. He is slowly proving my theory that we are working up to a Fantastic 14.
Fantastic 14. That would be fun. How many would be on there?
I put that in a few of my fics. So right now we have 9. Okay. If we include Wyatt and Jen, we're up to 11.
We include Black Panther and Storm and
Black Panther and Storm, we're up to 13. So really
and
just
then Luke.
We could have the Fantastic 14.
Who else is on the list though? I'm trying to think.
In Rick Jones.
Was he
Rick
ever
Jones? Absolutely not.
You can't just say he was on every team.
He needs to suffer.
No, because because there's this one panel, and I'm still trying to find the source for it, but it happens sometime in the 90s, or sometime it happens after Elijah, so post Elijah reveal, where they're like helping him find Marlo Chandler. I think it was during Marlo's like death. And so I feel like that should technically count, because if there's anything about Rick Jones is he's going to be everywhere, and there's going to be like very little explanation as to why he is there.
What if he's a mutant?
He took what is it called? He's taking inspiration from Kitty.
Kitty just showing up
being everywhere all at once and being the it girl.
To be fair, he did do it first. Rick Jones was the original. He was the original it girl. He was the original it girl of Marvel Comics, because that boy just, Incredible
Everywhere.
Hulk,
Floating sidekick.
Fantastic Four, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Avengers. He was
Now we
everywhere
need to
but
talk
the X-Men.
about the proliferation of Iron Man, because that bitch is in everything.
Actually,
Like,
I think let me pull
someone
up.
said he was in 5 things yesterday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because Avengers Annual,
It's too much.
Avengers, the actual Iron Man book, Miss Marvel. Was he in? Did any of us read Thor? Because I'm about to flip through and just
No.
because I
No.
was like, I haven't read it yet because
It's
I keep
Thor,
up.
so I
Immortal
already
Thor
don't really
feels
care.
like it's for the
and then
boys, and I'm not about it.
yeah, that's for the boys.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the Al Ewing haters. Haters United.
Yeah. We could talk about Avengers 8 if you want to, but
That was I didn't even I forgot that even came out.
it did.
So did everyone else.
Yeah. Poor Janet. Pray for Janet
Poor Janet.
And
This is like,
Vision.
and Vision. He hasn't shown up yet though, so
see, I just want to know how you get like Avengers Inc. from Janet. Like, okay, had Hope Van Dyne not existed and Janet got a solo comic in the Marvel Now era, I think it would have been the greatest comic of all time because it would have focused on her being a fashionista, similar to like Patsy Walker, like just completely forgoing the superhero stuff and like focusing on
it would be fun, but some adventure thrown in there.
Exactly.
I would love her like hanging out with other people and like moving around, getting team up things. Like that's really fun. Her just like being a cop. It's not. I don't love it. I gotta be honest.
She just exists as a cop, and that's
And we gotta
all she
address
does.
the copification of Luke. Because that man failed Judgment Day because of this shit. I need him out of there.
He's a mayor. He's the mayor. So he's got his task force.
He's the super cop.
At least he's not top cop, Mr. Steve Rogers.
Yeah, that's Steve's job. Steve is the team cop. If anyone is.
He had the actual title of top cop. Like, how do you come back from that?
Yeah.
You don't. You just don't.
Listen, he
did.
had a hot outfit, so we can ignore it, okay? It was a skin-tight suit. It was beautiful.
I hate that suit.
You hate everything.
No, I hate the ugly. He had like navy blue shield outfit.
It was skin-tight. I could see like dick and balls. It was fine.
His regular suit is like that.
No, his regular suit just has the bulge. This thing, you could see everything.
This insinuates that Tony does not specifically design the suits that way. I mean, like
he didn't design Steve's suit. Steve's suit is from the 40s.
That thing must stink. Oh my god.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Just,
Talk about people who don't shower.
Let's go back to an argument. Daystar and I had. Tony fucks stinky men.
What is this an argument that we had? What do you mean?
No, because you were all like, but Tony.
When did this happen?
Doesn't matter. He fucks stinky men.
This is not a conversation that we had.
Yes, it was. Oh, yes, it was.
It wasn't me. I know this for a fact.
I will send you the tweet.
Which there was this was public?
You had a poll going
This wasn't even DM? That doesn't sound like something I would do.
No. You had a poll on whether or not Tony had standards to fuck stinky people, and
oh my god, I remember that one. I remember that one. No,
I think it was
real.
I think that was about Emma. Was that about Emma?
Oh, it might have been.
I think it was about
But
Emma.
you generalized
about
it so
Emma.
you didn't get attacked. And
Mhm.
I said yes because there's no way that suit is from the 40s, like Ash said, and he is musty in there.
I'm sure he's gotten like copies of it made. Sure, it's not the original suit.
Well, now, but like not at the beginning. Not when him and Tony's first started like
Canoodling.
Yeah, canoodling.
Oh my god.
Now,
Yeah, I think maybe he would make some exceptions for very specific cases, but I think he
wait,
in general has pretty high standards.
does that mean Rick Jones is wearing a dead kid's costume?
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you think it smells like death?
Ooh.
No, he didn't die in it.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah,
from
yeah.
the war, so
It's
maybe.
Rick Jones is a stinky boy.
Mhm. Well, that we
Listen,
know.
he grew out of it, okay?
He's from the streets.
He's a musician.
Okay, I don't think you've met a lot of musicians if you think that they.
Yeah, I
I
think
heard
that's
it as soon as I said it.
especially given the
Especially
long
he's like a rock
hair,
one.
like the long hair
Yeah.
too. He's probably a
Mhm.
little bit greasy in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then
Crunchy.
he was ugly in Secret Wars. Not Secret
Was he?
Wars.
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire. Yeah. He was ugly
was-
for his death panel. And
There was a lot of art in that book. They had like 50 different artists work on that run for some
They
reason.
made Steve hot as hell, though. Like, I am still getting piss jokes from Daystar because of that damn panel.
Those Rodriguez paintings that he did in there, so good.
Yeah.
But why did he make Rick so ugly? Because I was only reading it just to watch him die.
I bet that wasn't Rodriguez. I bet that was a different artist.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's been a long time since I read it. I couldn't tell you which one it was, but
AI Tony was pretty hot too.
AI Tony was.
AI Tony.
Yeah, he was hot as hell.
I love a man I can't touch.
Yeah. He can touch in the suit.
There's an entire
the suit.
Yeah, there's an entire Cinellific about this that
Yes,
I
there
have
is.
read. I haven't saved because it was
About AI Tony or about the suit.
AI Tony, and then Steve trying to make love to like AI Tony.
Wait, was it Steve or Hydrocap? Because they were not contemporaries. Steve and AI Tony.
It was Steve.
Was it Hydrocap?
It was not Hydrocap. Because
admitted Ash.
If it was Hydrocap, I would have.
It was Hydrocap.
I would have started off with that. No, because I swear it's. Oh,
It
why
was
is
too
it
well
still
written.
saved on
She
my
tricked
phone?
It is a popular ship.
No, because that was a separate one I had. Because I do have a separate one with Hydrocap. Because
Yeah,
it's
he's
called.
really popular.
Yeah,
with,
it's.
Because Hydrocap started before. It was like right at the beginning of Civil War II, and then Tony died, and then AI Tony popped up.
So it's called A Real Boy, and it does not have Hydrocap.
Woo!
It's from Avengers Volume 8 is one of the tags.
There was a brief time where it would have been Tony and AI Tony were around at the same time.
That's when it was.
And it was after Secret Empire.
Yeah,
and
then he kissed him and then he killed himself.
Yeah.
Then he
Slot did kill AI Tony. The Tonys kissed. That's canon. Thank you, Mr. Slot.
See, this is why I need him back. He gets me.
Slot has like such weirdly specific contributions to the whole of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Being like one of like 5 or 6 people to make Johnny Wyatt canon, and then also making Tony kiss himself.
Yeah.
It was
He's
very
like Bendis
sweet.
that way.
And then AI Tony sacrificed himself. It was very sweet.
Yeah, no,
True love.
but I am remembering this fic now. So it is indeed it does indeed take place while Tony and AI Tony are coexisting because Tony is dating Janet and Steve actually goes up and he's like, "Hey, can I date like the AI version of you?" And this is
Truly the bisexual experience.
This is my poor retelling of the fic, but he's like, "Can I?"
No, I do kind of recall what you're talking about now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I remember that one, and I like the plot twist with it. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Hold on, because I can't remember the plot twist. Because I was like, it was
Or what was the plot twist?
Can we do
Spoil it.
spoilers?
We can do
Spoil
spoilers
for
first
fanfic.
in Elefic.
The human Tony that was still alive was pretending to become more and more evil because they couldn't. Something was going on with the DNA or something, and he wanted to make it easier for them to lock him away. And so he was pretending to be more and more evil, but Steve and AI Tony figured it out and revealed it. At least that was one of the ones I read. I don't know if that was hers.
I don't think that was I don't think that was a real boy, because it ends with like kind of Steve and Tony being like, "Why are you dating the robot version of myself?" And Steve's like, or like I like scrolled past it real quick, but it was like Tony was like, "Here's my dramatic retelling." Tony was like, "We can find you like a real girl, a real nice girl." And Steve's like, "I have someone." And it's like, Steve.
What happened to Janet, though? I will say, and for everything Cantwell did, one of the funniest breakups of all time.
No.
That one page where she just flies up. She doesn't. She like is outside the window. She's like, "Hey Tony, I think I'm gonna move on. I think it's for the best." And then she's like, "All right," and flies away. And that's the whole breakup.
If it had to go down, I'm glad it was like that.
It wasn't even like we didn't even see her. We just saw like her in wasp form. She didn't even come out of wasp form to do it.
I think that ranks among one of the best breakups in comics, right next to Rick Jones's wife leaving him to go become Death.
Yeah.
Just like,
she leaves him a lot.
All right, bye.
Is it worse than leaving? What's worse, your girlfriend becoming Death or dating Moondragon?
Oh.
But at least he could win her back from Moondragon. Like
especially because Moondragon fucking died last week.
Yeah.
It's like bad because like
Rip.
it's like bad because I like Phyla Vel and I don't want to celebrate her wife's death, but on the other hand, that's what you get.
Celebrate it.
Yeah.
She needs a new wife.
Look who got the last.
She needs a better wife.
Look who got the last laugh. Rick Jones, who is no longer Goop. Where is he? Where is Rick Jones?
He was last seen in an Infinity comic as a intergalactic rock star.
True. Oh, that was the last time. That was the last time.
He's doing great.
He's living his best life.
He is.
I actually, thinking of ships that should happen. Rick Johnny. Oh, no. Johnny Rick.
We've talked about this, Ash.
Okay. Annoying X annoying. It's my favorite ship dynamic.
No, because I feel like if they're gonna have Johnny date a guy for the first time, it's either gonna end horribly, like a horrible breakup, or they're gonna stay together permanently. And if it has to end in a horrible breakup, I would rather it be with Rick Jones than with Wyatt Wingfoot.
Which one do you think is going to get twinkified? If their ship became popular?
Johnny.
Yeah.
But Rick is the shorter one. Oh, wait, yeah.
Oh, Rick is short and a brunette, though.
Yeah. Brunette cancels out the short.
No, but brunettes tend to get more twinkified in male
ships. Do they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, but Johnny's already been twinkified, so there's also that.
Yeah, because
it's too late for him.
Because I was about to say Spidey Torch is the exception on the twinkification, and that's because because Peter's so much more popular than Johnny,
Mhm.
they often use Johnny as a prop to prop up Peter, which is also why a lot of Johnny Storm fans are not the biggest fans of Spidey Torch. Yeah, I only follow specific artists who draw Spidey Torch for that very reason, because otherwise we get Twink Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if you follow Spidey, Spidey Pool? Spidey Pool.
Oh.
Then Peter is the twink in that scenario.
Then Peter is the twink. But that's because
Yeah.
Wade is taller.
And
Mhm.
older.
And
And
older.
older. That's all it
And
takes.
uglier.
How do you explain the Tony? I guess because Steve is bigger slightly than Tony. The twinkification of Tony Stark.
It's like that, and then also
That's not an
because,
MCU thing, though.
yeah.
Hmm?
I think, yeah, the MCU is mostly to blame for the twinkification of Tony Stark.
Yeah.
With the exception of, I think, like, because it's also the fact that, like, Tony's considered weaker because, like, Steve has the super soldier serum, while, like, Tony's
Mhm.
just a dude in a suit.
Mhm.
But also emotionally,
Yeah.
I would say, because a lot of he does tend to be more of like a romantic hero, whereas Steve, I
That's
love
true.
Steve. He confronts emotions like a bull in a china shop, and
He's so bad.
that's not
He's like the
indicative
worst boyfriend.
for twinkification.
And
so,
the worst father figure. Because let's talk about how he
Yeah.
kept on smacking Rick Jones. Like,
I have CPS
him.
on my phone right now for
I
Rick Jones.
I love the man, but he is a terrible father and husband. He's awful. I can't forgive him for certain things, but oh, God bless
Not
him.
Tony though. Rip.
Tony, I think, would be a good husband, but I also don't want him to be.
Tony is canonically a good father. There's the Skrull children. There's the champions, even though they have parents.
He's very uncle, though. I don't think he's like father to them.
To the
Okay,
champions,
listen.
yeah.
I think he's a good mentor, but I don't think he's really father
He did not
material.
raise all of the Avengers' children in that alternate universe movie with Ultron for you to say he's not
Yeah.
a good father.
We're really pulling
That
up
was still
Avengers,
Uncle
the Next
Tony, though. Like,
Generation.
Thor abandoned
Yeah.
his daughter to be raised by
that was
Tony.
cute, but I think they all died. Didn't they all die? And he was like the
No,
last one
Thor was
left.
alive.
No, Thor was alive. Thor and Bruce were both
Oh my
alive.
god. Well, fuck Thor. Speaking of Thor's children, remember, one of my favorite ships is Rhodey's daughter and Thor's daughter from the Captain Marvel alternate universe in the future.
Real.
And they're great.
Honestly,
They're great. I miss them every day.
yeah. That's
I should pull up a
honestly,
picture.
I need Marvel Comics to do more future states, because they're
Yeah, it's so fun.
I need, so Billy Morales and Malik Khan, I need them to team up sometime. I need Kamala's nephew and Miles's sister to like become the next
That would
Spider
be cute.
person and Mr. Marvel or Marvel Boy. He could be Marvel Boy, and then we could actually
Marvel
like
Boy.
Marvel Boy. Because fuck Novar.
Yes.
Fuck Novar.
This is just slowly becoming like a list of like characters we hate.
Iron Lad.
Yeah.
Let's put him at the
Listen.
top.
Iron
We hate
Lad,
Iron Man.
Moondragon, Novar.
Let's rank all the worst Young Avengers. Fuck her
Champions
too.
rule, Young Avengers drool, all that good stuff.
I love the Young Avengers, but they have their weak spots on the team.
They're
I'll
so
say that.
ugly. I
There's
mean,
like-
I'm glad for queer
that's
rep,
like-
but they draw them so ugly.
That's like half the team too. Like
They're
they have their
cute.
bad members. They got like 6
Half the
good
team.
ones, I think.
Okay, they got Kate, they got Billy and Teddy, they got Casey, they got Eli, who hasn't been seen in a while, but you know how. They got David.
technically, wasn't Eli also on the
America?
championship?
No, that
was the other one.
That was Rayshawn.
That was Rayshawn. Okay.
That was the other Patriot.
Yeah. Oh God, Eli has been missing for a while. Like,
yeah,
we just have like missing posters, like put up for him.
Where are the Bradleys? All the Bradleys have been missing.
You would assume it would be the opposite.
Synergy coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard something about there was a weird thing with copyright with like the Bradley family, but I don't know if that's true or not. But they haven't been seen.
I think that would
Eli was kind of in Young Avengers Volume 2, but it was like as a ghost. So it wasn't really him, but it was like kind of him.
Because I think with the copyright specifically, I think that would more prevent them from leading their own book. It wouldn't necessarily prevent them from appearing in others. Yeah, because like it's like how Shazam could use the Captain Marvel name in the book but not on the cover. You know, like that was how it was for a brief period of time when Marvel decided to create Marvel just to take back the copyright and like no other reason. Rick Jones got his life ruined because of a copyright dispute.
Fuck Marvel.
That's so him.
I'm glad he died.
Rip Marvel. Is he back? I heard he was back.
I don't know. I don't care about
We're
him.
bringing back Marvel, Hank Pym. Who else needs to come back?
Why are they bringing back all these men and I can't get a single fucking panel of Rumiko back?
What?
Rumiko, come back.
Why? That actually did genuinely confuse me when you guys talk about Rumiko so much, because I'm like, how has she not come back in like any capacity in the past, like, what is it, like 20 years now? Over 20 years?
She got the dead girlfriend treatment. Tony has a lot of dead girlfriends, unfortunately.
Okay, it's like 5.
Are we counting Whitney in this case?
Oh!
No, because she's not dead.
Shit.
She's not dead, so no.
We saw her explode, bestie.
We did not see anything.
She got in a car and it exploded.
We don't know that. We didn't see a body. We didn't see anything.
Because it's in pieces.
Gone. Because she's dead.
She's not dead. It was a clone. She's done this before. Don't worry. She knows what she's doing.
Okay.
She's gonna come back with more masks.
It was an LMD. Okay, it's fine.
When you said Rhodey was gonna be the Iron Man on the Avengers run this time.
This is the same energy I had when I said Tony and Emma were not getting married.
And look where we are now.
They didn't get married.
Emma Frost
did not marry anyone. Emma Frost didn't marry anyone. Yeah, it was Hazel Assface, whatever the fuck her name was. What is Hazel? Hazel something.
No, I was telling my friend who doesn't read comics about all this, and I sent her some photos. She's like, she's kind of bad though. I understand why. I'm like, no, she's a former villain. She's like, yeah, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, because why? Like, I remember when Hazel first showed up, they called like it Emma's like sexy librarian look.
Yeah, it's just like sexy wear. It literally just looks like what Emma actually looks like. Like, I saw one person that was like, why couldn't they just have Emma wear her natural hair? And they posted a picture of her natural hair. It literally is just what Emma really looks like if she didn't bleach her hair and get all the plastic surgery and everything. It's just like, what are you talking about?
That because of the resurrection protocols, that she might actually be a natural blonde now, because she came out of the egg with blonde.
She
came out of the egg with all of her nose jobs and everything.
Yeah.
That's
she
what
would do that.
That's what doesn't make any sense about the resurrection protocols, because like, why does Steve come out with the shield? But like,
that's insane.
Do you remember that day? And they were like, "Oh my God, Steve Rogers is a mutant now." I'm like, that's not how any of it works.
Oh, I need them to make Tony a mutant so bad. It would
No.
be so fucking funny.
No. You should not wish this on yourself because I remember that same day. Guess what joke I made? I was like, oh, non-mutants can get resurrected.
Oh.
They set that up. And then like when they announced that Miss Marvel was dead and coming back with the resurrection protocols, I was like, okay, guys, you're being silly. They just did the thing where they said humans could come back too, so it's fine. She's not gonna be a mutant. And then look where we are.
I made so many jokes like that, and
Yeah, it was delusional. The day that the wedding cover dropped, my mother talked to me and was like, "Oh, hey, did you hear about the engagement?" And I was like, "There's no way that we're talking about the same thing." My cousin got engaged the same day that the cover dropped.
Oh my god. No, let's talk about the day that the cover dropped, because I remember I was at a job interview at like 7 a.m. and when I got out of the interview and I looked at my phone, I just saw message after message between you and Bird. And I was like,
what? I was just in a panic. It was a bad day.
And I think the worst thing is it wasn't just you guys, because like there was like the messages from you, but then there was a bunch of people adding me saying, "Look at Kamala," and then there was Kamala Gate, and I was like,
Kamala Gate. Was she actually on the cover? What was the ending of that?
So where did I put it? Because I literally have the cover.
Let me pull out one of my 7 copies that I bought of it.
Hold on, let me see how many copies I have of it, because it's not 7.
God.
It's 5.
Ash is single-handedly supporting the comic book store in her area. She got the good variant.
She's single-handedly supporting Carrie Dugan destroy my life.
So this is Daystar. I'm gonna show you this. This is a preview into my haul that will be posted tomorrow. But this is the 1 in 50 variant that I accidentally bought. So I have directly contributed to 50 more copies being put into existence.
You're gonna give them a heart attack.
This is when Daystar sends me a drawing of Johnny just getting like unalived,
getting murdered,
or like getting married to Elijah, like not like Alicia Liza, but like Elijah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, back to the official cover, because back to the official cover. But yeah, they did not fix Kamala at all. So
it's just Kamala's like all messed up.
Yeah, no. So what?
It was like weird because it was like partially erased, like it was like an error or something. That's also on the cover, on the main cover.
Yeah, it's still on the main cover. So what I am pretty sure happened is that Cassie was originally supposed to be holding Kamala in her hand, and then they erased it. But because it was on the same layer as because if you kind of follow it, it follows the same like layer as Wiccan's cape. Like it just didn't get erased, and it's on the official cover. I don't blame the artist because I'm like 80% sure that they were on like a pretty tight deadline with this.
Yeah,
but
and it's a pretty cover though.
It's a pretty cover. I know
Daystar does not agree, but I think it was pretty.
Oh, if you just cut off the Emma portion, and then you maybe like fix his facial hair and put him in more gold.
I think it looks fine. I don't know. I think it looks fine. I think we're being a little judgmental.
But like compared to like this one, like this
one is so sweet.
You can't blame me for this one.
It's so conceptually ugly. I can't even look at it for what it is.
It's got Rhodey
just
on
like-
there as his best man.
You just like
Tony
cut it off.
White,
Yeah, you cut it off, and
the
then you
Iron
just have.
Heart, Riri.
spiritually, it is repulsive.
It's got the Iron Trinity on there.
It's got Pepper for
It's
some.
got
he came out
Wolverine on
fighting.
it. It's got Cyclops on it.
Okay, yeah, that's when I get into more trouble because you guys know Sarah Makeup and Books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
She's slowly been transferring me into being a Scott Summers fan.
Oh no.
We're gonna lose you to the X-Men.
You're not.
Oh,
You're
no.
not.
It's
You're
gonna
not because
happen.
they don't put Madeline and Alex in enough things for me to transfer over to the X-Men in any
Oh,
capacity.
valid.
Those are the
I
only
wanna-
two I care about.
Yeah.
He
So-
got
I
so
don't care.
fucked over.
The Goblin Queen and her
Mhm.
I don't know the best way to describe Alex Summers that
A
will
clone.
no
I don't
Alex
know.
Summers.
They have the relationship that people think Emma and Tony have.
Ooh.
Especially with that leash comment because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Madeline did actually put Alex on a leash. Like
Damn.
this is like 100% canon, and I remember it because it's one of my first introductions to these two.
You're gonna become an X-Stan. It's gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna.
It's beginning.
It's not gonna happen. I I forgot I did buy an X-Men book technically at Cincinnati Comic Expo. It's on a
Man. It's fun.
technicality.
I don't actually hate the X-Men that much. I mostly play it up for kicks and giggles.
Same.
It's fun
Of the
too.
three of us, I probably have read the most Emma Frost comics. It's a thing when like somebody has like a huge fan base and I don't like the character, I'm like, what are people seeing? So I go and I read like a bunch of stuff and I'm like, I usually end up being like, yeah, I still don't see it, but you know.
Hey, you mean you can just say Johnny Storm. I mean, I know.
Oh, I've never made the
This will be
attempt to read
Brit's-
any specifically Johnny Storm stuff.
No, but technically I did buy an X-Men comic. Bobby is on it. This is
Bobby.
the gayest comic from the 60s I own because it is the Human Torch meets Iceman.
I
not-
bought Marauders for Kitty Pride, and then that ended up being all Emma. So, but then I also bought all of X Factor and Children of the Atom because gays.
because gays. I technically I do have an X-Men book on my pull list that I'm not getting rid of, and it's Realms of X. And that's just because it's the only comic where Soraya appears in.
Yeah.
It's
a
like
bunch of like
in the house.
unsorted X-Men.
sorted X.
I have a bunch that I need to
Sorted.
sort, but I don't know anything about their eras besides like Dark Phoenix and shit. So they're in a pile.
Mhm.
I have to go through, but I
I'm
have
pretty-
a bunch of them.
I'm pretty sure the X-Men eras are like Dark Phoenix, Emma's running the school, and like then it
She was
just
allowed
jumps
children.
straight.
Yeah.
She ran the school better than Charles, and that's kind of the sad thing about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He
I
was in
mean,
love
the
with a
bar was in hell.
16-year-old.
The bar was in hell. It just raised like slightly above.
Mhm.
It's just this was
Better than Charles Xavier is not really a life goal that I have personally.
And apparently he's killing now. It only took 3 mutant massacres.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
there was a whole
say
thing.
there is something a little sus to me about the fact that the most famous wheelchair user in comics, possibly in all of fiction, has not been in a wheelchair for about 20 years now. Mr. Xavier. It's a bit rude.
I thought it's only been like recently, like post the
No, it's been since
Krakoa.
what was that one event? There was one of maybe it was been like 15 years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
was
I think
was he in it with the Illuminati? Because that would have been like the last point that I can think of where he would have been in it in a wheelchair.
probably. I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh God, that Dang.
So it's been a while. It was when he died, I think. I think he came back without it or something. I forget the details, but
Which
Yeah.
brings us to Krakoan eugenics.
yeah.
It still begs the question. Steve came out with the shield.
Yeah.
Emma came out with her augmentations.
The thing about it could have been because there were a ton of mutants that were depowered from M Day, so there was like that dynamic of having so many people that were depowered, which is kind of a metaphor for disability in some ways. They don't do anything with. They have them do like death trials
Yeah.
to get their powers back. Do you remember this? They have like
Yeah.
Did you see that? They have
I've
like a
seen the
battle
death
dome.
trials. I didn't
They
realize that that's what the death trials
they
were a
make
metaphor for.
they make them fight to the death to earn the right to have their powers back and to die and get resurrected with their powers back. That's the whole point of those little thingies.
Yeah. And it's like I understand they were worried about people killing themselves and that there was a long line of people to get resurrected, but I feel like that could have been better handled if they had an HR rep.
There's a lot of interesting.
Goes back to the beginning. It all works out in the end.
If they just had therapy, everything would be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that could have been interesting that were just like left to not be interesting at all in the Krakoan era because plot is more important than characters getting to do cool things.
It's more important character. Plot in poorly botched mutant metaphors. Oh my god, I actually had someone today because I made another it was a Miss Marvel video, and I was talking about how it would have worked better as a I said this earlier and then I forgot profiling. It would have worked better as a profiling method, and I'm like, I can't relate to the X-Men because I'm a minority and I'm queer and it just doesn't work for me. And this person was like, a lot of us queer people, we really relate to the X-Men. And I looked at the profile and it was a white dude, and I was like, or it was a white person, and I was just like,
do you?
Okay.
I've always been a little iffy on it's queer metaphor because at its core it is a story about a creepy old man abducting a bunch of children to live in his mansion. So I'm like, can we not say this is the gay one?
The X-Men as a disability
Can I not have this
would
metaphor?
have
Thank
so
you.
much better weight behind it of an argument.
Yeah.
Especially with the ones that are visibly mutants.
This is also why the Fantastic Four are on top, because not only do you get like the like kind of like comic booky disability metaphor with Ben Grimm, but you specifically bring in Alicia Masters, who has never ever once not been blind. Even when a scroll was taking over her body, she continued to be blind. And I think that's something special that the X-Men cannot do, because again, Charles has been walking for like 10 years at least at this point.
Yeah.
And the Avengers,
it's like
now that Dawn's gone, because they separated him from Thor, right? So Thor's no longer disabled. Unless, are they taking his arm back? I saw something about that.
They did.
Or his eye or something.
He's got, that was one of the more recent runs, started with just being like, he gets hit by a magical ray that cures all his disabilities. That's like, cool, thanks, good job.
The magical
so he grew his arm and his eye back. Yeah.
The magical ray that cures all your disabilities. Actually, bringing it back to Iron Man, with a possible Tony Stark death, does that mean we could get disabled Tony Stark back?
I would hope so. That's the thing, is like, I feel like disabled characters were treated a lot more as actual characters in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, as opposed to nowadays, where they don't want to, like, they're more, I think, aware of the fact that the characters are disabled and being perceived as disabled, so they back away from it more, I think, is the what they're doing, but it's like, oh, it's annoying.
It's like, the greatest issue of Fantastic Four is the one where they specifically call out the comic book industry and their inaccessibility to the blind. And then on the other hand, you have the rest of Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, can we give a shout out to our King Tony Stark for making, what was it, a stripper bar that was disability friendly?
Yes.
And it's
Oh my
like,
god.
You can enjoy strippers too.
He specifically made Iron Man strippers accessible to the blind. And not only it was out of pocket, sure, but also thank you, Tony Stark.
Like, that's and he's pulling from his own experience too, because he's been disabled, and it's so fascinating to see like where he's inclusive because of his background.
Yeah, I love
comic
Tony,
book writers could remember that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I really hated about Cantwell's run is he kept like teasing having Tony be disabled in some way again, like physically, and just like just forgetting it. Like I think issue 1, he breaks like 20 bones in his body. He punctures a lung. He's like horribly injured, and then for the next issue, he's just sort of like fine. It's just like
it's because he was on morphine.
That was later. There was another one where he broke his neck. Like he had a broken neck, and he had to like lock the helmet in place. And I was like, okay, so we're going back to Tony with a spinal cord injury. This is like pretty old school. And then he just like gets high on morphine, turns into God, and then turns not into God, and then it's over. And they like don't explore it at all. And like,
how many times has Tony turned into God in recent years? Because there was also
3 times.
AXE?
No, once.
3 times.
No, he just built a god, an axe.
No, so you got the axe thing, you've got Cantwell, but then you have the Venom tie-in where we see in the future he basically becomes a supreme being. He's like the last thing.
Yeah, you're talking about King in Black, right?
No, but that too.
Carnage?
No, this is a different Venom comic. I'll have to find it. Basically,
is it the one where Quicksilver like gets possessed and then stabs Johnny Storm and then he explodes?
I don't know.
Because I think
maybe.
Because does it also feature like that little like child that like Eddie Brock has that's like also technically Venom?
I don't know. This is in the future, like
I don't read Venom.
This is like years.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is like oddly specific stuff I remember about Johnny Storm because
I can tell.
I'm sorry. No, because that's one of my favorite Johnny deaths because it's just so out of pocket. Like Quicksilver comes up, like just goes, like he is sent to infiltrate where like the rest of the heroes are, and he's supposed to kill all of them. He like misses like Spider-Man, like Jessica, Sue, like everyone else, goes straight for Johnny. Goes.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I know that's what you would do. Because, oh my god, you're Quicksilver.
No. No.
Those are fight
Thank
words.
You, man.
Does Quicksilver shower?
Absolutely not. He's like, oh no, I outrun the germ.
He did carry a lot of the fights in early Avengers. He did very well. Personality-wise, left.
Yeah, Bird is a Pietro sip. Just like him and Clint were just a obnoxious pile of testosterone. Yeah. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
That's why I really like the Avengers team that you came up with earlier today. It was like Rick Jones, Johnny Storm, Peter Parker, Clint Barton, Pietro Maximoff, and what was the last one?
Rick, Pietro. I think I said Danny Rand.
Danny Rand. Annoying white boy club.
He just annoys me. And Pietro.
No, but really, Rick Jones should lead his own Avengers team. But it should be all
I'm saying that no Avenger would follow him anywhere.
Listen. He's improved.
He's charismatic enough. Okay, he is Rick the Riz Master Jones.
Exactly. Stop being mean.
He's a baby.
Not anymore.
Like, I literally can't think of him as not like 15.
He's a little baby.
He's like 30 now.
He's baby.
I don't think he's 30.
It's like Bucky Barnes. I'm like, people try to ship the adult with Bucky. I'm like, I don't care if he's an adult. That guy's 13. Stop it.
I never met him as a kid.
It's so weird.
That is actually the weird thing about my age chart, because now I'm questioning if I have Bucky in the wrong spot. Because I have Bucky with Jennifer Walters and like older than annoying teen sidekicks.
It's weird because he got retconned. Because I think he was supposed to be around like 13, 14 for a very long time. Like, he was like the dead kid, right?
Yeah.
And then when Brubaker brought him back, he was like, he died when he was 20 and now he's like 28. So there's
oh god, because
so
I'm
there's a
gonna do the
disconnect
math
there.
about 2005, because 2005, like, because I base most of this age chart on Johnny, because Johnny's had like a pretty consistent age like growth. Like, he's never regressed like Peter Parker. He's never like sped up really quickly. Like, he's been like pretty consistent with his growth. So, but I think in like 2005 they were still treating Johnny like he was like mid to early 20s, because it was coming right off of Wade, and Wade very specifically set him at like 23 for some reason, which is again continues to be weird with the Alicia thing, because that woman she's like Sue's age.
Yeah, we don't have to question it. Was this still when Sue was like much younger than Reed? Was that at that period?
It was at that period, but also at the same time, like, Sue was very clearly like an adult when the Fantastic Four started. Like, and
it's
John
funny because like at the start of Fantastic Four, they're like 40 because they're all World War II veterans, and it's like 1963. So it's like, okay, let me crunch the numbers here.
Like, technically Sue is slightly younger. She's always been like slightly younger than Reed, but it was like,
but they didn't go to college together, so it's like,
it's like Brian took it from like a 5-year age gap to like a 10 to 15-year age gap.
And
then it's like, okay, please stop.
This guy
and then it was
fought
unretconned.
in the war.
It was unretconned.
It was.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Speaking of,
but not before they made a Fantastic Four movie.
Not before the 1994 movie.
I do hold very dearly in my heart the panel of Janet Van Dyne telling Hank Pym that she married him when she wasn't the teenager that she married when they got married. And I was like, get his ass.
Get him.
Even though she would have been 23 at the time, but you know.
If Janet says she was 19, I believe her. I will trust a woman over any man.
That is true. I think I called her annoying teen sidekick adjacent, because like it's very unclear.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think because they were trying to the characters were aging in real time. So it was like she was 18 at the start, and then 5 years later they had her say that she was 25, and then or 23. And then I was like, okay, but and like time kept moving on, so they started doing the sliding time scale. So I think like adjusted for age inflation, she would have been 19.
Adjusted for age inflation, because I more believe that she's 19 at the start, because again, having her on the team, but then immediately turning around, looking at Rick Jones and being like, get the fuck out of the Avengers.
He was different.
He was 16 at the start.
He was 16, and she was They were very clearly in the charter that you had to be of age to be an Avenger.
Yeah.
And then the champions came along. Well, pre-champions.
If
But Kamala was
first
built different,
child-
so it's okay.
The first child they had be an official Avenger was on accident. They didn't know he was a teenager.
who was it?
It was Rage, which is like his power was I think he's like 13 or 14 and he got like mutated to look like he's like 30. Like he looks
Oh.
like
So like
an adult man.
like a Shazam.
They thought he was.
version.
Yeah, kind of, but he's stuck that way. Yeah. I love Rage. I miss Rage. Rest in peace.
See, honestly, if I was Rick Jones and I saw the champions start running around, I would have been pissed. I would not have helped them during Secret Empire.
Amadeus Cho was an Avenger previously.
It was on the older end of the spectrum. Yeah.
He was like back when Casey Lang and Vision Jonas were on the team. He was on the team with them. That was like 2010.
That's the point where Rick Jones would have just been like,
I'm
done with you guys.
He shows up to Hank Pym's Avengers and sees like a 13-year-old Hulk on the team and just like,
hell no.
What?
It's like, hold on a second. Does that mean you would have changed your mind if I got Hulk powers? Like that's all I had to do.
And Hank would be like, yeah, probably.
Because Hank's an asshole who dates teenagers.
Yeah. Watch out, Nadia. Poor Nadia. I hope she doesn't have to meet her father. I beg so desperately.
Good news is, she has no more appearances after Fallen. There's nowhere else for her to pop up. She's gone. She's gone for the foreseeable future.
I
think
Avengers 8? Al Ewing. Yeah, Al Ewing is probably gonna bring her in.
You forgot
he
about
brought
Avengers
Hank back.
8,
Hank Pym has come back to life. At some point. He's probably been around for a while, honestly. Because he's like hiding.
What are men's obsession with Hank Pym?
They love him. I don't know.
It's
weird.
Because they're all secretly
I get such
creepy.
an ick.
Yeah.
It's because all men are creepy. Or it's specifically men who like Hank Pym. I don't trust a single person who likes Hank Pym. Because like
I don't get it.
I don't understand. One time I remember seeing somebody.
It's like Tony. Like if you want a scientist, there's Reed. There is nothing that Hank Pym has contributed that no other scientist could have done. Lunella
dating a teenager.
Everything he did.
See, I think that Hank is an interesting character, but because he's a piece of shit, I think he's interesting.
That's fair, yeah. But they see it like that. They see him as totally redeemed and like a good guy who just has a bad rap. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
I hate the whole like, oh, it was never intended to be that, so we have to ignore first of all, we have to ignore everything written after the slap because all writers are biased because of the slap, so none of that counts. And also we can't count the 20 years before the slap because that's like old comic writing, and that's just how comics were back then. So you can't count anything ever written about him against him.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, because then again, recently they started bringing up Panels and Malice, and everyone was like, hold on a second. That is not the same thing. And Reed felt like immediately bad afterwards. He was like, I'm sorry, Sue. I should have been there for you. Like, Reed, if he does anything bad to Sue, it's like a 20-page apology, like right after. It's so funny.
Also, it wasn't even like he didn't hit her because he was mad at her or anything. He was like, I need you to wake up.
I need you to stop trying to kill us.
It was a
her.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. He did it for her. And he didn't make her go to work the next day and tell her coworkers, oh yeah, everything's fine.
Mhm.
Like Hank
Yeah.
was so
He didn't
diabolical.
make her wear
with
sunglasses
that.
in front of Ben.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Again,
And the thing is Hank agrees. Like he's just like he doesn't even make excuses for himself in the comics. So it's like y'all can listen to your man. It's not what he does not agree with you.
even he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, no. Like there's a scene where he's talking to Jocasta, which that relationship was crazy as well. And he's just like, and Jocasta says she's like, yeah, she said something about like, oh yeah, you hit her because you love her or something. You just love her so much and something like that. And he's just like, he shuts that shit down. He's like, no, 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 no. I hit her. I hit her one time. One time is way too many. It's something unforgivable that I have to live with that I've done. And he like goes off like on a whole thing. I'm like, can y'all listen to your man because he doesn't forgive himself. So why are y'all?
even he's like, I would rather just not be in comics for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gone. I did one awful thing. I gotta.
Well, that wasn't the only awful thing he did, though. He was literally building a robot on purpose to attack the Avengers, so he could that only could be stopped by him, so he could come and save the day after they were attacked, and they would let him stay on the Avengers after he had been acting erratically. Like
Oh my god.
he was diabolical in this arc.
It was rough.
Yeah, no, that
And
also made me remember about Robot Thor from Civil War.
we don't have to, we don't we don't have to talk about robots. We ain't
like
gotta talk about Ragnarok.
look, I just think about Robot Thor because I was also thinking about Johnny Storm being hate crimed because that's
That is so funny.
Johnny Storm being hate crimed is one of my I I want to use the panel as like a
That's
reaction
why he was
image,
on.
but
That's why he was on the Uncanny Avenger. They put Johnny Storm on the diversity team of the Avengers. Jonathan Stormfront.
Oh, what did I? It's called the Unity Squad, but didn't I call it like the Unity Division at one point?
I looked it up.
Yeah.
It is sometimes called the Unity Division, which I think is a much funnier name.
What are they a division of?
Yeah, I don't.
The
I have so many feelings about the Uncanny Avengers.
apparently they were politicians technically. According to the Avengers Hero Clicks card of Uncanny Johnny, because I have the one figure made of him because of course I do. And it says like his career is like celebrity, and then Fantastic Four member, and then like politician, and I'm like, that's not right. I love Johnny,
Incorrect.
but no.
President Johnny.
Oh. That's how you know that society has truly fallen. Like if Johnny ever becomes like the mayor of New York or something weird like that, that's how you know we're just
You gotta
Marvel
get Luke
Comics
out of there
run
somehow.
out of ideas. Wait,
That's what they made Luke mayor, and we haven't heard a single thing from him since then. He just kind of like pops up to be annoying in other people's lives.
he is getting a solo in
He
Gang
is.
War, but like
He is.
also
Yeah, Luke
It's
getting a
been
solo
years.
in Gang Wars while being a mayor is not reassuring. And also,
Yeah.
can we talk about the fact that he failed Judgment Day and the way it happened? Like, that was crazy. I need him out of public office and, like,
Judgment Day was rough.
immediately. But I tell you what, Daystar called it right. Tony did pass and Steve failed.
Yeah.
as
Genius.
it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
That was a time.
I'm trying to look up if Johnny passed or failed.
We
I don't
lost our queer icon Avengers Mountain that day.
Yeah, Tony's
queer
son.
icon.
No.
Tony's
He is.
godchild.
I love Avengers Mountain. He was so fun. I miss him every day. I gotta get people to
Yeah,
read
because he's part of the Iron
Air
family.
Avengers. Iron Vengers. It's so good.
I am just now finding out that I don't think that any of the Fantastic Four members were judged. Because I think they were. Because I was like
Were they
looking
just
at.
not involved? It is
They had a
Avengers
tie-in.
X-Men Eternal.
They had a tie-in. They had a tie-in because it was towards the end of
Sue had
Scott's
one.
run.
Wasn't there like a Sue tie-in?
Yes.
Oh,
It was
am I thinking
a
of
part
something
of the
else?
main Fantastic Four comics, but it was mostly
Okay.
a Sue story. And because I just wanted to see, did Johnny get judged? And if so, why did he not pass? Well, actually, no. If he passed, why did he pass? Because
He was
I
just
don't think
assuming he wouldn't.
he would. I think
What would
he
his judgment look like?
Okay, so obviously, Crystal, Frankie, I don't think Elijah would be there.
Oh, it would be all X's, huh?
It would have to be all X. It would be almost all X's.
Very Tony Stark.
Would Wyatt be there?
Yes, Wyatt Wingfoot would be there. Because
it's just like, he's just like, it's like everybody facing their demons, and Johnny is just bisexuality.
Johnny's true demons, bisexuality.
Mm-hmm.
He did technically conquer his actual demons, which is the nihilist, but he has not conquered the demon that is bisexuality.
That particular demon.
It's like no, because like I think it would be mostly his exes, and like his Sue would obviously also have to judge him because Sue's a very important figure in his life. That makes sense, but like it would be like again.
Would it be Reed or Ben that would be judging him more?
I think it'd be interesting to see Sue being the judge of him, and what the judgment would be like him facing his guilt of being a burden on his sister, of her having to raise him. Like, obviously, like, it's not true. Well, not fully true or anything, but that would be fun.
I mean, if we want to count unstable molecules.
Oh my god. Yeah, don't count her with. She has to be like. There has to be something in between the girlfriends and Sue. There has to be a split.
It's like a split.
Can we say that Tony's judgment, which I have it somewhere here. Tony's judgment was bisexuality because it was all his girlfriends and then Rhodey and Steve.
Which was real.
Actually, I think that
it was also his father, so.
Yeah,
we don't count that.
That's what was the end.
Yeah, that was at the end, and that was like, here's your reward. It's your father. And Tony's like,
it's your father saying he's proud of you because he was so homophobic to you your whole childhood.
No, the sad thing is, and this goes back to my theory that Johnny Storm and Tony Stark are the same person, but you could play the exact same Judgment Day for Johnny as well, including the awful father at the end saying that he's proud of you.
Yeah.
Because fuck Franklin Storm. Not Franklin.
Fuck Howard Stark.
Richards. See, that's also why Tony should never have a kid, because then we're gonna have another repeat of the whole Nathaniel Richards, Franklin Storm, Nathaniel.
He took a vow of celibacy. He took a vow of celibacy in Aaron Vengers, so he would.
As he should.
That man's sperm is incapable of producing male heirs.
Tony needs to have a baby girl. List of comic book characters. Maria, obviously.
Oh, of course. Morgan, Maria, his actual daughter from the MCU.
Oh.
No. His shitty cousin Morgan.
Uncle. Or his cousin.
Yeah.
Shitty cousin Morgan.
I think, what was it?
He needs to adopt Timmy.
Yeah. That was funny. Timmy threw a little shade at him in Red Goblin.
That was amazing. I know that writer. What's his name? Alex or something?
Alex something.
That man is a Iron Man fan.
That was so funny. He was just like, I told myself if I ever got to write a Marvel comic, I would be writing about Iron Man, no matter what it was, which is so real of him.
That's the way you do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest. If I had the opportunity to write a Marvel comic, I would just put Johnny Storm in there, just unprompted.
Mm-hmm.
He is
would
now
make an
in here.
Avengers team that would be like Kamala, Johnny, Tony, and like
Rick
who else?
Jones.
The champions. Just the champ. Actually, just make it the champions.
Oh my god. No, I think an Avengers team where it's Rick Jones and the rest of the champions would be so fucking funny.
His
How
redemption
long
for
will they last until they rebel again?
Like a solid like day, but I feel like Rick Jones would be proud of them. Like
He would be.
He wouldn't be like mad or like, sad that all of these children have now left him. He would be like, yeah, no, I would have done the same thing.
Good for them. Yeah.
like just like me.
Revolution. I'm so proud they're just like me.
Mm-hmm. Call it the X-Vengers.
Not the X-Vengers. We already have the Uncanny Avengers, which I guess
Doesn't
isn't
count.
an Avengers team.
It's not.
I
It is not.
think it should be.
Well, you're wrong.
We need Johnny to be on the Avengers at least once because he is now currently the only Fantastic Four member to never be on the Avengers.
Yeah, but that
Well,
gives you angst about it. Remember that panel?
That is true. That is true.
He better get his ass in gear then if he wants to get on the team. They're only taking
Tony just
that.
has to find
What
out that he's
annoys me.
pro-union, and he'll add him automatically.
I'll let him on.
The Ryan
The Avengers
North
have a
energy.
human. Yeah, Ryan will make it happen. He loves Tony.
Exactly.
He does.
That's what annoys me about the Avengers team now is it's very focused on like who are the most marketable members, put them all together on a team. We need to maximize. When it's like that was always not the point of the Avengers to me. The point of the Avengers was just like the place where characters that don't have anything to do go.
Yeah, because I mean, like
So
how many covers has Wanda been on for this book?
Oh my god.
A lot of them.
A lot.
A lot of them.
But it's
and
like
she's a solo.
like
every Avengers member has a solo right now.
Not Sam.
Not Sam.
They canceled it?
Yeah.
Symbol of Truth has been over for a while. Because it
ended with Cold War.
I mean, I bought them. I was buying them, but I haven't been to the comic shop in a while. But I haven't finished. I have piles. I need to read. I don't know. I'm so behind.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's when you just pull a me and you only read like half the comics you buy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
But
it's
so like
I was like, oh my gosh, my OTP is back.
Hey.
And then I was really happy. If I'm really happy with something, I'll stop reading it so I can just be happy with comics.
Oh my god. Me with Fantastic Four book.
That's how I got.
Like I don't want to. I can't let go. I can't.
I read volume 1. I'm like,
you should read the rest of the Ultimate.
I don't think I will.
You should read the rest.
No.
Should. Now you're gonna have to.
Ultimates.
Okay. Here's the thing about the whole Iron Lad thing. So we're gonna have Iron Lad running around because, of course, Ultimate Steve and Tony were the gayest Steve and Tony. We all know this.
Yes.
Yeah, despite being homophobic.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, we're gonna have Iron Lad running around with Steve. So how old do we think Steve is gonna be running around with Iron Lad?
How old is Iron Lad?
Well, we were talking about this yesterday.
I forget.
I was thinking he was probably around 20, like somewhere 19 to like 22, maybe.
He looked like an old guy. Steve looked like an old guy in the eyes, so it could be off, but I'm saying at least 26, 27.
I'm thinking 25 for Steve. I feel like that's where they would start him off at.
Well, that's if it's based off, if they keep the origin story where he was in the war for 3 years after Project Rebirth, and then fell on the ice, and so he would be. So if he was recruited at 18, but maybe he wasn't recruited at 18. That's like the question.
I think it would be
'Cause if he
funny
was
if
like,
Hickman made them have an age gap and make. I think it'd be funny.
if he's like 27 and Tony's like 17.
No, not that much.
No, not that much. We're not Brine. We're not John Brine here. We're talking
Yeah,
No,
about
give him the
like,
Hank
I don't-
Janet age gap. Oh my god.
I can't imagine. Yeah, what was Kurt Busiek said that Hank was like? He's like, oh yeah, he was probably like
Double
30,
age, yeah.
35 back then, and I was like, all right, well, thank you for something, Kurt.
Yeah, because he explicitly said that he imagined Hank double her age. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, so
think
he would have been then 40,
yeah,
I
late
cannot wait.
30s.
I cannot wait for whatever fic Sanila comes up with
Mhm.
post
the
Ultimate
prophet. Yeah,
Tony.
Gonna have a field day.
Just
I'm
massive.
gonna be mad, honestly.
toxic
I
Like,
was
what am I supposed to do
calling
with
for
this?
Steve's death with her last one, though.
It was good. I don't.
It was, but I was calling for
That
him
was
to
funny.
die.
That was so funny because someone was like, all like everybody read it and then was like shitting on Steve in the timeline with no context.
Well, yeah,
And I
and then
saw someone was like,
did
what
he
happened?
do? And then I
Why
went
is
to
the
go look
Tony
at it, and I'm
fandom
like,
mad at
oh.
Steve for some reason?
It was like
It's
a
like, he didn't do
collective,
anything.
like it was like a collective like anger towards Steve because I remember because I saw Sanella posted a new fic and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna read it like later, like you know, much later than everyone else. And then all of a sudden, like everyone's hating Steve on the timeline, and I'm like, hold on a
With
second.
no context, too. So bystanders were like, what happened in Iron Man that all of them hate Steve now?
That's literally my. That was
Although
literally
there
my
was a
reaction,
line.
too. The fuck did he do?
There was a line in the most recent Iron Man that reminded me of that, where he talked about how the hardest thing about doing all this thing was like pretending to drink, and I was like, okay, it's a little too close to that pick for me.
It's a little, it's a, I see because I often use I use fics as like inspiration for some of my fanfics. So there's an entire abuse of Howard arc just sitting in my drafts right now because still mad. Howard is not a good father. I need people to know that.
I have burned in my mind a comment that somebody left one time that was like that said that Hank Pym's father was more abusive than Howard Stark was, and I was like, first of all, you're wrong.
And second, it's not a competition.
It's not a competition, first of all. Second of all, Hank Pym's dad wasn't that bad. Like, he probably had the best dad of all the Avengers, if we're being for real.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Bruce's dad.
It's a very low bar because Bruce's dad abusive, Steve's dad alcoholic and abusive depending on the canon. Tony's dad abusive. Thor's dad, it's Odin, so we're just gonna leave it there.
Odin.
Yeah.
Rick Jones's
Janet's dad lets her date old men.
Janet's dad, I might have to write something about that because I have thoughts about. I have thoughts about.
When do you think, if ever, Al Ewing is ever going to mention Janet's mother?
Never.
I have a feeling it's not going to happen.
They hate moms in comics. Let's be honest here. I think the
not
best...
our fathers though. Not our fathers though. We got a Mother's Day issue.
Yeah.
Not
Justice for Maria Stark.
They're built different, okay? They're real.
Although this is a Maria Stark hate group I've come to learn.
I didn't say that.
It's not a hate group. I feel like Maria was very young when she married Howard, and she kept a lot, there's certain things that you learn in socialite circles that she just internalized, and then she might have, if she had a daughter, she would project onto her by accident. Like, it has nothing to do
Mhm.
against her. It's mostly to do against Howard again, because Howard is the true
Mhm.
villain of Iron Man comics.
Are
Let's
we?
be
Are
real
we?
here.
I know that I'm the only one that has read all the Emma Frost solos. However, are we ever going to talk about the fact that their parents are the same people?
Rip.
In like a Sweet Home Alabama kind of way, or in like a
No,
Okay.
no. In a Emma Frost's dad is pretty much a clone of Howard Stark kind of way.
So was MJ's dad. That was weird.
Oh,
They
is
made
she?
like they
Damn.
made like one complex father, and then they just like copied and pasted it. Like, well, I think the only other people who have like really like unique like parental issues is Johnny and Sue, because they're
yeah.
I do think that Bruce Banner is taking that particular trophy home of worst father though.
oh yeah, by a
Poor
long
Bruce.
shot.
Yeah,
All right, we're coming up
for
on my
sure.
bedtime, y'all.
Yeah. No,
would
I
like-
realize it's 10
Yeah.
because I also gotta I have work. But yeah, thank
Okay.
you guys for coming on. Thank you, Bird. Thank you, Daystar. Thank you everyone for
Thanks
watching
for having
the
us.
recording.
Yeah,
We'll
it was
we'll do
fun.
we'll do this again with another Iron Man issue, because
There's
let's be honest, the
a lot to
torture's
talk
not
about.
gonna end.
No.
Whenever a woman writes Iron Man, we'll do another.
Oh, whenever a woman writes Iron Man, that's when everything that we say is gonna be positive, and it's gonna be we're not gonna loudly
Well, Gail
hate.
Simone wrote 2 issues of Iron Man,
That's true.
but that was like the only time we've had a woman write them. So.
There was one in the 70s. There was an issue written by a woman.
Oh
There's
yeah.
one in the 70s.
Mimi Gold, my beloved.
Progress.
But yeah, anyway, thank you all.
Okay, good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah, I'll post this on YouTube later. Goodbye.